stay true to yourself. This kind of work can bring tremendous fulfillment. You're going to be exhausted. I don't want you to miss out on getting that North Star. Fall in love with the silence. This is gargantuan, and when we're working with Pisces, we're working with the infinite. This video is meant to be a gift into that deep journey into your soul, and hopefully help you carve out the pathway to your highest, best self, the most optimistic version of yourself, and maybe even into the pathway of enlightenment. Now, we can't always reach enlightenment in one lifetime, but we definitely can make a dent in the journey. So we're going to raise our vibration up and hopefully find the very best pieces of yourself. Now, in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be blending the North Node in Pisces and the South Node in Virgo into the different houses. So there's two ways that I want you to watch this video. It is very, very relative, potent, powerful, and it can be life-changing. You're going to be able to understand your mission, your quest, your journey, and your adventure for the next 18 months so much better with the guidance inside this video. So between now and April 2026, we are in a nodal axis shift and change. And I hope that you guys all watched my previous video where it says pivotal change. The nodes backflip into Virgo and Pisces. So I want you to go look at where you have Pisces in your gorgeous natal chart. What house do you have Pisces in? It might be in 1, 2, or 3 different houses. You could have Pisces in up to 3 different houses if you live very far north of the equator. But most likely, if you are like me and using the Placidus house system, you probably have it in 2 houses. So I want you to listen to both of those houses in this video. The same with Virgo. Wherever you have Virgo in your chart, I want you to listen to that house placement. So that's the first way. So you're going to think about the nodes, the transiting nodes are moving through your gorgeous natal chart. They're moving through the house that you have Pisces and Virgo in. Okay. And that again could be 1, 2, or 3 houses. Now, I've got to talk really fast because this is like an elephant. This is gargantuan. And when we're working with Pisces, we're working with the infinite. I could discuss each one of these pairs of houses for over an hour long, but we don't have that kind of time. So today we're going to start with the 12th house and we're going to get as far as we can. So the second way that I want to encourage you to listen to this is listen to all the houses, because I am going to talk to you about the highest energy you can possibly obtain in each of these houses, basically the karmic story. And I'm also going to be talking about the shadow side of the South Node. So I want you to think about just the meaning of these different houses, because you probably do have planets in these houses. And I want you to start to understand, deepen your knowledge around what these houses are actually doing. What do they mean? What is the playground that your planets are dancing in with these different houses? Let's review just super fast. The Pisces North Node, right? The North Node just moved into the energy of Pisces. Again, go watch my previous video. I just did that video on January 26th. You can find it. This North Node shifting into Pisces energy is encouraging us to embrace the unknown, to step into the fog, to not have all the answers, to surrender our control, and to trust in the divine flow of energy. Trust where the divine energy is taking you. And it's helping us to step into our compassion. It's helping us to develop a new spirituality, new relationship to what we believe in. And it's asking us to really step into our creative expression, to live in the dream of our world, of our lives, of ourselves, and to express that dream into reality. So again, please go watch my hour-long deep dive meaning of the nodes, Pisces and Virgo. It's called Pivotal Shifts, Nodes in Pisces and Virgo. And on the opposite side, the Virgo South Node represents our need to release the desire for perfection, to release our rigid routines that we're just getting buried under, to release the grind culture of our life and the overthinking, the manic relationship that we have to doing and producing. And during this 18-month journey, we're called to balance our practicality of our daily routine with our spirituality, with our divine connection, with the energy that is being actually dropped down into us by the divine source, right? So also our analytical thinking, and actually now leaning more into our intuitive thinking. I want to go through these houses, and I'm going to start with if you've got Pisces in the 12th house, okay? So if you've got Pisces in the 12th house, the North Node transiting your 12th house is very mystical. It's sacred, actually. And this is a sacred 18-month journey into the deepest chambers of your soul. This is pretty much as deep as it gets. The North Node here is like the North Star, guiding you into a sacred sanctuary within yourself. And this is where your inner wisdom, your inner intuition, and your inner insight want to now be relied upon. The North Node here is asking you to, are you ready? Fall in love with the silence. Yeah. Fall in love with the silence. Let the cacophony world preamble and meander and be out there, but not in here. So go into a sacred space. Make a sacred space. Where is your sacred space? Is it your bedroom? Is it your bathtub? Is it a church? Is it in the forest? Is it in the jacuzzi? Is it in the swimming pool? Is it in the middle of a lake? Is it on top of the mountain like me? And listen to the sounds of silence. Do you guys remember Simon and Garfunkel, The Sound of Silence? Yeah, beautiful. That's the theme song. I want to ask you a serious question. And maybe you have other planets here. If you do, listen to the karmic contract of the 12th house, because that's what I'm talking about. I'm just putting a Pisces lens into the 12th house right now. So even if you have Leo here, you're going to be able to relate to this if you've got planets in the 12th house. But with the transiting North Node here, I want to ask you, what do you hear inside the silence? The answers to your life live there in that domain of silence. In truth, this can be a time when you can tap into your deepest feelings, your biggest emotions, where you feel every little thing. So be careful with yourself. And over the next 18 months, you'll probably want to retreat from the superficialities of life. You will want to envision your dream for your own life. You will be drawn to music. You will journal for answers. You will look more deeply into spirituality and how you can channel it. What tools can you use? Reiki, hands-on healing, Bufa, I don't know what, church, a preacher, teacher, right? What tools can you use to tap into the cosmic divine love that wants to embrace you? You're going to grow your intuition. You're going to grow your clairvoyance. You're going to grow your psychic connection. You're going to grow your ability to communicate with your guardian angels. You're also going to grow your capacity to become a guardian angel for others. This is a time when you can meet them. And you may even feel that the real world is made up of harsh and ugly realities that literally weigh you down when you merge with them. Well, you're supposed to oppose them with more love, more compassion. Step away from the riffraff and the ugly bits of society and life and those who want to dominate you with toxic laws and rules for your life. And instead, I want you to set yourself free from them, right? And take others with you who might want to join you. This is like a band of angels getting together and rising above the lower vibrations. Don't let the ugly realities define your life. You may become the bear at this time, and you may need to retreat into a much needed hibernation. You will most likely lean into work of creating an environment that allows you to make it more beautiful, more compassionate, and more loving for yourself and for others. And you may actually be the person who can be the calm in the storm, or you can create a sense of calm internally and externally for others to take refuge inside of your loving energy. You may want to paint, decorate, or create an environment that nourishes your soul. Nurture your imagination right now. It's absolutely critical right now to nourish your imagination, living as who you imagined yourself to be. I want to ask you, what do you imagine for your life? That's the most important question to ask yourself right now. What do you imagine yourself to be. And now, the second most important thing, start creating that. Start creating that. Don't do it with anxiety and panic and manic attention to detail. No, intuitively walk towards that very thing that you want to create. This is a time when your soul genuinely wants to heal. Healing and creativity can lead you into a deeper sense of self. Building a beautiful sanctuary to retreat into is only part of the story, though. You also need to stay attached to the things that you love and the things that make you feel calm and beautiful and relaxed. And I also want to say you need to figure out what empowers you, because you have a greatness to tap into right now. And that North Node in the 12th house is only there once every 18 years. So this is literally finding the magic in your life. Don't necessarily unplug from all people and all things, but know that you're sensitive right now and you need supportive, loving people in your life. At this time in your life, it is critical that you hang out with like-minded souls. Maybe spend more time on this channel where you can really start to, be the archaeologist digging into the truth of yourself. It's important to connect deeply with friends that inspire you and that embrace your dreams and support your fantasies. It's important to merge with like-minded souls right now, and also people that encourage your spirituality and your new spiritual awakening that is manifesting over the next 18 months. You don't want to be around people that also don't believe in fairy tales or fairies or leprechauns or the magic in life. If you believe in unicorns, you want to be around people that believe in unicorns. Don't convert those who don't believe. Just be with those like-minded souls so you're comfortable. If you're feeling that you are hibernating too much or isolating from that mean, harsh, cruel world, make sure that you connect with the people in your life that are gentle, that are loving. Go get a weighted blanket right now. Now, this also probably means that the South Node is transiting your 6th house, and this is where it can go a little bit wrong. And this is where the challenges are. Remember that your values do not come from what you do and how you do it and the perfection that you do it with, but instead your value comes from who you are being. The grind of daily life can really take its toll on you for the next 18 months. You can go into a full-blown panic or anxiety attack. So be careful. And I don't want you to get bogged down with so many responsibilities that your health and your fitness routine stop. Keep your fitness routine. You've got to stay fit spiritually, financially, physically, mentally, emotionally. But I want you to do it through calm. It's very important right now that you keep your physical well-being put together, because when that North Node is in the 12th house, it can actually attract solitude, solitary confinement, if you will, hospitalizations. And I don't want that to happen to you. I doubt that will, but I just want you to keep yourself healthy. Eat your greens, move your body. Don't get sedentary, even if it means going on slow walks and deep breathing in the crisp, cool air, doing slow yoga, even stretching. You can do gentle exercises. Doing mindfulness exercises or mindful exercises is really critical in these next 18 months. But now is the time to let go of habits that sabotage you and sabotage your wellness. This is the time to quit smoking. This is the time to quit drinking. This is the time to, for 18 months, really invite sobriety into your life. Also, this is the time to not work so hard. They're not going to die if you leave the corporate office at 5 or 5:15. Don't stay all night. Doing too much for other people and saying yes to everything and having your fingers in every honeypot, that is exhausting. Take half of your to-do list, right, and put it on for tomorrow. I'm not joking. Do half as much of what you're doing and just put more love, compassion, energy, and quality into it, right? In this case, less is more. Right now, your life is about quality, not quantity. Pare down your responsibilities, your social obligations, and anywhere else that it feels manic and overloaded. I'm even saying there's a homework assignment in the next trip you go on. Pack half as much stuff. Be free. Be free from the weight of the 50-pound suitcase. Take in less news, take in less people, take in less traffic. It's important that you are not a part of that chaos, but you are being a calm, centered place of inspiration, magically inspired, awakened energies in your days. And this will make thriving more fun and easier. Achieving your goals will actually feel better. They may even feel magical. Get unstuck from the unimportant daily duties, the monotonous routine that you have on your to-do list. I'm not kidding. Look at your to-do list and say, I can skip that and that and that. And I can ask somebody to help me with this one and this one and this one. And I can delegate this, this, and this. And I can implement a team to do that. And I can also just do all that later. So remember that it doesn't matter that much. Remember that there is no such thing as perfect. That is one of the very, very, very biggest lessons with the South Node in the 6th house. You might feel like I'm going to die if I don't win this or accomplish this or make this perfect or fix this or heal this. It's okay. Embrace the messy and know that the messy has magic in it. There are spiritual lessons in the mess. I promise. I think the most important lesson or thing about the South Node traveling through your 6th house is eliminating 100%. Do this with me. Make an oath, okay? I am going to, and if you have planets here, you should do this. That South Node is going to cross over these planets. So I'm going to eliminate 100% of the negative self-talk that runs through my brain and the critical judgment that I have about myself and about other people. So this annoying person that's in your life, I want you to find one decent thing about them. At least look at them with neutrality, not with criticism, okay? So for the next year and a half, I want you to try to focus on what is beautiful about your life. What is good about you? What is good? Can you leave me a comment right now if you have this placement? What is good about you? What is a virtue about you? And I want you to nourish those virtues. What is good about your life? What is virtuous about your life? What is rewarding about you or your life? And if you can't find anything, if you literally are tempted to write nothing at all, I want you to be inspired to create it. So North Node in Pisces in the 11th house. Over the next 18 months, you're going to be using the higher mind to create long-term goals, turning your hopes, your dreams into rewarding realities. It's exciting. This is an exciting placement. This is a time when your dreams can manifest. And we just started this. So we just took our very first breath into this nodal axis. So you may not know what they are yet, but you may need to be innovative and rework the dreams that you hold in your heart. There's going to be changes around your dreams right now. You may step into new friendships that lead you into thinking in a new way. And that's exciting. You may make new contacts that help you build new pathways and new roads into new ambitions. You may find that you also become quite popular right now, opening up to a whole new group or an organization that helps you move your life forward, and specifically your spiritual life. You may make meaning out of your spiritual truths right now, deeper meaning. You may find a new spiritual group or an organization or a group that is deeper thinkers that really help you find paradigm shifts. You may develop a new ability or have a new talent or a new relationship to technology and AI and green energy and healing medicines and new modalities that will advance your personal development. And you may share these gifts with your friends, your communities, your new organizations, and maybe even the world around you. This is a time when you get to realize that the world is much, much bigger than just yourself. And you can find that you are very supported in this community or in this group in your endeavors that will ultimately help make your life, your community, your group of friends, your endeavors to become better and stronger. You might even find that you are a great inspiration, a voice to others, a voice for others, I should say, that maybe cannot be heard as well as yours can. Perhaps you might be a voice for those who are unhoused or those who hurt, or perhaps the dolphins, or maybe people of indigenous tribes, or maybe people in your family that don't feel comfortable speaking up. But your voice can really be in a leadership position at this time, and it can be quite beautiful and even melodic to listen to. This should be an incredible, innovative journey for you, recreating parts of your life that will help advance your goals using tools and people and networks and the internet, and maybe even building your website. Your goals may really move beyond just benefiting you, and now they start to benefit others, and then more people, and then the masses. So what you do right now, the seeds that you plant right now might sprout over the next 18 months, and you might see that you've become a real influence through the use of technology or the web or the internet or through some sort of networking. Your perspective changes from me to all of us. You also may focus on justice for others, justice for your own self, along with the bigger concept of social justice, activism, and you may even develop a plan to pay your gifts forward. So during this period, you have stronger instincts for devising creative and innovative solutions to the inequities in your own life. So where's it not fair? What do you want more of? And where's it not fair in the world? And how do we create more equity for all people? You also might find that at this time over the next 18 months, that you have more compassion. You put more compassion into your approach of the collective well-being of others. Watching other people hurt right now, watching communities try to snuff out other people becomes absolutely unbearable for you right now. Where before it might have been uncomfortable, now for some reason it's absolutely unjust, unbearable, uncalled for, and intolerable. You'll see you really might step into a leadership role around advocating for the things that are not fair or equitable. What are you going to do about it? What are you doing about it? Because that's where your calling is for the next 18 months. While right now, you yourself might not be able to heal or fix or even see all the injustices in this world, you do get to decide where you want to invest your precious time and energy because it's very influential. It comes from the higher mind. So don't forget, joy is a very, very big part of this access. And remember that this kind of work can bring tremendous fulfillment, which is another word for joy. Don't forget to also temper your passions a few days a week so you can rest and also play. Pisces North Node needs a good deal of rest. So you probably have your South Node in Virgo in the 5th house. Don't let the South Node in the 5th house prevent you from taking creative risks. You've got to take creative risks. I don't want you to shut down your art studio or your art or the artist that lives within you. And you might want to. You might need a respite. Okay, I'll give you a little respite, but come back to it. Don't let it die inside of you right now. Your passions, your creative pursuits, the things that bring you joy are probably going to shift and change right now. You may be letting go of some of your hobbies, your outworn lovers, your outworn projects. But I also want to say that you could just be shifting the changes in, like, your relationships could be shifting with your children and with your loved ones, with your lovers. The way you go on a date could change. The way you interact with your children could really have a massive shift right now. I would say try not to be too critical when it comes to dating and when it comes to parenting your children, if you have children. I want to tell you that your relationship with your kids could really shift right now. Maybe you're going through a divorce and you see your kids, every other weekend. Maybe your kids are flying the nest. Maybe there is some sort of shape shifting that's going on with your kids. Maybe your kid is 12, 13, 14 years old and they are gravitating towards their friendships more. They'll come back. It's okay. But I want you to know that there could be a little bit of an exhaustion even with your own kids. That's okay. Remember to invest in your own self. And remember, you have that great calling, that North Node in the 11th house that wants you to go bigger. The 11th house is very big. I also want to tell you that you might be changing the archetype that you are coming from as a parent. So maybe you're moving from parent to peer. While this house does rule children, it rules so much more than that. Oh my gosh. This could be a change in the athletic game that you play. Maybe you're switching from football into baseball. Maybe now you want to take on tennis, or maybe you're switching to pickleball. Maybe you realized you no longer can or want to run the marathons anymore. So now you're walking, right? So this is like the games that you play could also shift here. You could be doing your creative art differently. Maybe you were painting with watercolor and now you want to move into acrylics. So I want you to not throw everything away on this subject, but invite the change to come in and show you a new path. I also want to tell you, and I think this is the biggest message for the South Node transiting the fifth house. This is also a time where you really need to develop your authentic self-expression and leave behind where you've been wearing a mask, where you've been being a little bit fake in order to be liked. Like, really figure out, where have you been selling out for admiration, affirmation, and adoration? So if I do this, I'm adored. So I keep doing this, even though it's not in the truthful alignment with who I really am on the inside. Where have you been showing only your good side, not showing like the real side or the flaws, the vulnerable side? It's inside the vulnerability that you can create deeper intimacy. Where have you been paying the price of being something that you're truly not, just to have access into the club, right? Or the group that actually is not really what you value. So over the next 18 months, you will be attuning yourself to the more truthful version of your authentic self. And it's really important right now. You'll be tempted with the South Node transiting your fifth house to sell out. Do not sell out with your lovers, with your romantic partners. Do not go out on a date if your intuition, sees your person on Tinder or Bumble or Hinge or whatever, and you have a bad feeling about it. Follow your intuition. Do not sell out, and do not be with lovers that do not deserve you. Do not take on hobbies that feel more like chores, right? Stay in the passion. Stay in your creativity. Remember to express yourself authentically and reinforce the beautiful, positive strengths about yourself. Remind yourself that you are an incredibly strong human being. Tap into that strength. Do not fold. Do the things that energize yourself. This is the razzle dazzle house. This is the house that just lights up and it's got a lot of fireworks. So I want you to stay energized and stay inspired in writing your new creative storyline of your life. Nobody else gets to write your story but you. Stay true to yourself, because something's going to come along in the next 18 months and try to get you to sell out. Don't do it. The North Node in Pisces in the 10th house over the next 18 months. And if you have planets in the 10th house, listen to this, because this is the karmic lesson of the 10th house. You're coming out of the closet and you're stepping onto the stage of this great big world to tap into your talents and to share them on the stage that's called your life. It's exciting. This placement is no small thing. Right now, I want to tell you that you can inspire a stranger, your neighborhood, your community, groups, your friendships, and even the international world. You can find your greater calling. You can find your legacy. You can find the great work that lives inside of you, your public power, your incredible influence, and your gifts and talents. Even a new career. Chances are these things are shifting and changing and being revealed to you over the next 18 months. They're going to shapeshift into something greater than what has been before. That is exciting. When you get the North Node traveling through your 10th house, this is a very incredible, thrilling time. This is like a thrilling ride through life. And it only happens once every 18 years. So I don't want you to miss out. I don't want you to miss out on getting that North Star in your 10th house of building your legacy, redesigning your career, and even stepping into your highest calling. You're walking into the drum roll. Yeah. Do not waste your incredible talent, your precious energy on small potatoes right now. This is the time where you have to cherry pick the projects that are truly, truly meant for you. Work hard, be your best self, operate your daily life in integrity, and then stand in your glory because you have earned it. Hard work, big ambitions, integrity equals phenomenal rewards. This is a time when you can see that your work has great compassion in it for others and can help heal or inspire or guide others into their greatness too. You can be a source of magic and magical healing for others. Use your intuition to guide you into your higher calling. You may feel that your aspirations are too idealistic. Just humbly work your plan. Come from the right heart space. Do not become arrogant, and the right pieces will fall into play. While you help the world heal, you will simultaneously also heal your own soul. Your work right now might place more importance on the spiritual meaning of it rather than the materialistic rewards, although you can attract material rewards through the spiritual venue, if you will. Incorporate the spiritual divine attachment by staying in your integrity and your truth, and watch the material world reward you. But you might come from this more altruistic place where you're not just looking at how much does this pay me? You're looking at how much does this fulfill me? How much is this in alignment with the truth of my talents that live inside of me? How much of an opportunity does this get me to live in the fullness of who I really am? And then you end up getting paid for it, right? It's like you can find fame, but it usually isn't because you're looking for fame. You can find money, but it's not usually because you sold out for money. But it comes through genuine healing, genuine inspiration, right? Like staying inspired in your life and your work. Your work can become so nourishing at this time. I actually can't think of anything more rewarding. This placement is exhilarating. Blend the idealism with the realism. Do not get discouraged if things do not play out the way that you had dreamed them up. Remember that God and the cosmic creator and the divine world and your guardian angels might know of a whole different set of gifts inside of you that you have not yet even found. So trust. Remember that there might be a bigger and a better plan for you that you may not be able to totally see yet. You have to know that the great mission of your life is being reworked right now. Now, invite the magic in. Invite it. The South Node in Virgo, if you've got the North Node in the 10th house, you know that you probably have the South Node in Virgo transiting the 4th house. And this is definitely going to have you in deep conflict. This is one of the harder axes because it's a cardinal axis and it's at the midhaven and the IC. And so this is like the steel rod going down your back. And so you're going to be torn. You're going to be torn into doing this great work, but then you also need to tend to your family. Probably you're going to be exhausted. I know when I had the nodes transiting these houses, it was the most exhilarating time in my life. And it was also brutally difficult at home. Yeah. So there were a lot of losses that I had to tend to inside my own family. And it was very, very painful. So the South Node in Virgo is definitely going to have you in conflict. Just be ready for it because the rewards are so great if you do your 10th house. It's worth it. And you're going to be working and resting, working and resting. Do I want to work or rest? Work or rest? Oh, I want to work, work, work. Well, you have to rest too. You have to get enough rest so you can have the stamina to do your greatness. I remember in my workshop in Spain just this last year in October, I played all night with my students. We had so much fun. We would go home at 2:00 in the morning and we just danced in the streets. It was a blast. And then I stood on my feet and I taught all day, not even seeing that there was a little stool for me to sit on until the 3rd day. I was so exhausted that I actually tipped over and fell into the wall twice because I literally was just on sheer adrenaline and I was totally exhausted. So that's a lot what this nodal axis in the 4th and the 10th feels like. I was so exhilarated. I thought maybe I was dehydrated. Then I realized, no, I had 10 bottles of water that day and the day before. But I want you to make sure you get your rest because you need the stamina to do your great calling. So you can feel utterly exhausted with the outside world. You can feel torn with sharing your time with others who can help advance your career, your great calling, your talent, helping you build your legacy in your life, writing your autobiography, but you also need some alone time to recharge. This 4th house is like the womb, right? So you got to go into yourself to recharge. And you could, if this goes to the really deep shadow side, you could feel too insecure to even take on your projects. You could feel too full of doubt around yourself. And so you could give up and sink within yourself and just stay under the covers, and you could even choose to embrace the fear rather than allowing yourself to really try your hand at your new discoveries, your new talents, your new legacy, your new career, right? And I don't want you to do that, but you're supposed to right now untangle yourself from unsupportive relationships, maybe your home environment, the part that has chaos attached to it, or people that say they love you, but they really don't support your greater calling. And your greater calling might be absolutely bonkers right now because it's Pisces, which is out of the box. And they might not like your bonkers, new legacy, new calling. So declutter your life right now, literally and spiritually. Clean your bedroom. Get rid of all the stuff. I'm not joking. Have a candle. Have beautiful lights. Make it smell good. Be a Taurus, people. Start to heal also your childhood wounds by understanding them less emotionally and more analytically. I tell my daughter this all the time. There are two perspectives of yourself. One, right now, me walking down the hallway, here I am, and I'm having a relationship with everything that's in front of me, right? Like the person who's standing in front of me, my cat, my dog, my clutter, whatever it is, right? And there I am in my heart space, and I'm walking through having a relationship from my heart into everything that's in front of me on my pathway. And then there's me that's 100 feet above me watching me do that. That is the objective self. So try to pull yourself out of the emotion of what's right in front of you and up into the objectivity just a little bit, right? So you can understand your childhood wounds from that perspective, not like this. Deepen your love for your mom right now. Try to let go of your judgments that you have been holding on to that are negative about your mom or your family or your heritage or your roots or your culture that you don't truly align with. Or have more compassion, more love, more forgiveness for the mom that you are being. Maybe you made a mistake in something as a mom. Maybe you didn't like the way you yelled at your child. Forgive yourself. You are human. I want you to try to find new understandings about your home, your heritage, your roots, your family, and your mama. It's a great time right now to work with an astrologer, a life coach, a therapist, a psychiatrist to help you unwind from the hurts and the pains that you have held on to in your heart and to start to heal them through understanding them objectively. Look at your mom, look at the people in your life that have wounded you or hurt you from 100 feet above. What would God say about them? Try not to live in the judgment of it. Try to just melt the edges a little bit over the next 18 months so you can step into your higher potential and not live as a victim inside your own story. Perpetual victimization keeps you paralyzed. Do something with your hurts and wounds. Do something. Speak about them. Share them. Maybe help others who have those same wounds heal. And I want to say, you may find yourself grieving your family right now. You may become incredibly homesick right now or needing to leave your home. You might have had to leave your home. You might have lost your home. I'm telling you right now, you are becoming your own authority. And you might be establishing new roots. Let go of unhealthy dependencies that other people have on you or that you have on others, and start working on taking genuine charge of your whole life in a whole new way. And if you have been doing this already, level it up. Go up to the next level. Unburden yourself with what has weighed you down in the past. What wounds have weighed you down and have kept you trapped? Begin to fall in love with what fulfills you in the present tense and make more of that. Your emotions can become really, really dramatic and overwhelming right now, and you can sink into really stark melancholy for reasons that you don't even understand. Darker thoughts can take over right now. Just remember to be like a cat and find that little patch of sunshine to glisten on your face. I want to tell you that for my members, and if you become a member, I am going to put extra content into a video about what can go wrong with the South Node transiting through your houses. It's really deep work. And I want you to know because I want you to avoid the pitfalls. And we're going to continue to go through the houses. I hope that you are enjoying this series. You can see that it is deep work. And so I can't do all 12 houses right now, but we're going to continue this journey together. And I hope that you are loving learning evolutionary astrologer with me, Meredith from Soul Navigation.